the zombie horse. One of those features that Minecraft kinda just forgot. It was introduced in a snapshot for 1.6.1 over 10 years ago. Since then, it's received a series of small changes, mostly graphical, but it's still not a fully finished feature. I personally think the zombie horse is really cool, and I'd love to see it finished and implemented into survival mode. And with Agnes saying this during the most recent Minecraft Live,
yeah, so we want a good balance between adding new things and also going back and improving existing things.
now seems like the perfect time to talk about it. In case you're not familiar with the zombie horse, here's the basics. The zombie horse is a variant of the regular horse, but it lacks many of the features of the normal horse. It can't be found in survival mode at all. There's no way to tame it, except by summoning a tamed one. If tamed, it can be saddled and ridden just like a normal horse, but it can't equip horse armor. It can't be fed or bred. Zombie horses have fixed health and movement speed, but a jump height range that matches the regular horse. It's undead, so harming and healing effects are inverted, and it takes extra damage from the smite enchantment. It sinks in water but doesn't drown. Unlike the skeleton horse, however, you can't ride it underwater. Okay, for the zombie horse to be a complete mob, it needs 3 things. First, there needs to be a way to find it in survival mode. Second, there needs to be a way to tame it. And finally, it should have some unique feature or mechanic that sets it apart from the other 4 horse mobs. Let's go through these one by one. Spawning. Where should the zombie horse be found in an ordinary Minecraft world? I have 2 ideas. Idea 1, it spawns in zombie villages. Normal villages can spawn normal horses, so it kind of makes sense that zombie villages would spawn zombie horses instead. My main concern with this idea is that it might make finding a zombie horse too easy, especially compared to the skeleton horse. To get a skeleton horse, you have to defeat a group of skeleton riders, which has a small chance to spawn when lightning strikes, which is already pretty rare. So to find the zombie horse just chillin' in an abandoned village, where the only challenge is a bunch of zombie villagers who will probably burn before they reach you anyway, feels a little lame by comparison. Idea 2. Idea 2 revolves around zombie sieges. A zombie siege is a somewhat rare event where a large group of zombies spawns in a village regardless of light level. These sieges could contain 1 or more zombie knights, a geared up zombie riding a zombie horse. This idea better mimics the rarity and challenge of obtaining a skeleton horse, but there's one major problem. Zombie sieges are a Java exclusive, so this couldn't happen unless Bedrock also adds zombie sieges. Although we could preserve the zombie knight concept with idea 2.5, making zombie knights one of the possible challenges in the upcoming trial chambers. Taming. The way the zombie horse is tamed would depend on how it spawns. If it spawns in zombie villages, then it would probably just be tamed like a regular horse. To add an extra layer of difficulty, it could spawn initially hostile and untamable, but by using a weakness potion and golden apple, as you would to cure a zombie villager, you could pacify it and make it tameable. If the zombie horse spawns with the zombie knight, then it would be tamed when the knight is killed, just like how the skeleton horse is tamed when its rider is killed. And now, the hardest one. What unique gameplay mechanic should the zombie horse have? To be honest, I really couldn't think of anything good. I like the idea of being able to feed them poisonous potatoes as sort of the zombie version of feeding a horse a golden apple, but what would this do? Temporarily increase its stats, or just heal it? It could be a breeding item, but it doesn't really make sense for zombie horses to be able to breed. The zombie horse could be rideable underwater like the skeleton horse, but that would make it functionally identical to the skeleton horse. Let's take a step back. The main purpose of the zombie horse would be transportation, just like the regular horse, so its gimmick should be transportation focused. But there are much faster methods of getting from point A to point B in Minecraft, so most players who find a zombie horse would probably never use it for its intended purpose, regardless of any unique mechanic. In a way, then, it doesn't matter what mechanic the zombie horse has, if it has any at all. The point of finding a zombie horse would be to find a zombie horse. It would be another rare thing for people to collect. And new mobs that do little or nothing useful are not an unusual thing. In recent updates, we've seen numerous mobs that don't really do much. The main attraction of these mobs is the mobs themselves. They add more variety and life to the Minecraft world. Sure, you can take your axolotls and go battle an ocean monument, but the main reason to collect axolotls is because axolotls are cute. Sure, your sniffer can give you a couple of exclusive plants, but the main reason to get a sniffer is because sniffers are cool. And sure, you could use your zombie horse to get around, but the main reason to find a zombie horse is because zombie horses are interesting. All that is not to say that zombie horses shouldn't have a unique mechanic, but rather it's okay if they're not all that useful. But I'm sure if the creative minds at Mojang put some thought into it, they could come up with something neat. I guess the only question left to answer is why? Why should Mojang take the time and effort to develop the zombie horse? Honestly, they probably should not. It would probably not be useful in any meaningful way. It would just be something that some players, such as myself, would find cool. And I expect many players would be annoyed that Mojang are developing another pointless mob instead of adding exciting new features or fixing lag. And I wouldn't blame them. But I still stand by my opinion. After waiting for over 10 years, the zombie horse deserves better. Thanks for watching.